Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a battle between the Schwarzenegger and Stallone villagers as GL.DauT, playing as the Bohemians in blue, takes on Running, playing as the Poles in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate and closed off surroundings, because we're on Arena today, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age, probably Castle Age ASAP, why don't we take a look at this Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Bohemians are a civilization that pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making the chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers available in the Castle Age and having access to an upgrade that increases the speed of all of their gunpowder units. Unfortunately, does not increase the speed of gathering these ridiculously stubborn deer. Now, the Bohemians are not just a one-trick hand cannoneer pony. stubborn deer. They also have two other unique, very powerful gunpowder units at their disposal. The first is the Hussite wagon. This is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit that's sometimes referred to as the mobile wall because it can actually protect units behind it from enemy projectiles by cutting the damage of those projectiles in half. The second, the Haufnitze, is an upgraded version of the already awesome Bombard Cannon, one that comes with more HP, better armor, higher damage, a wider blast radius, and a massive 250 attack bonus against buildings. Where are these frickin' deer going? Now, before you get too excited about the Haufnitze, before blood starts rushing into various locations, if you do want to go this route, understand, know, and plan, because the Haufnitze upgrade costs more than going up to Imperial. Now, to back up these expensive, powerful gunpowder units on the battlefield, the Bohemians do have a few cool options. To start with, their Spearman line units deal 25% more bonus damage, making it possibly problematic for any kind of cavalry civilization. And you can completely evolve your monks by researching an upgrade that replaces all of the gold cost of monks and monk upgrades with food, essentially turning Bohemian monks into trash units. We'll see how much that comes into play. Like I said, we are on Arena. That upgrade, the Hussite Reforms tech, is an Imperial Age upgrade. So by the time Imperial Age is reached, the relics are probably already accounted for. So we'll see how relevant monks are in this game. Now, as every player knows, gunpowder units are pretty darn expensive. So to help pay for them, universities and blacksmiths cost less wood. Mining camp upgrades are free of charge. Markets work 80% faster, and villagers are harder to raid because they benefit from fervor and sanctity. Basically, they move 15% faster and have 15 more hit points. Pivoting to the east of the map, we've got Running, playing as the Poles, a civilization that focuses on their cavalry. If you're in the mood for something light, perhaps an appetizer, well, Pole scout line units come with a small attack bonus against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which can be very, very helpful in the late game, since Poles are one of the only two civs in the game to have their hussars replaced with winged hussars, which are already tankier and stronger than normal hussars and come with an attack bonus, wait for it, dum against gunpowder units, and an even bigger attack bonus against monks. So a few interesting dynamics happening already between these two civilizations. Now, if you're in the mood for something heavy, you want to skip the light appetizer, go straight for that juicy steak, the heavy hitters, well, Pole Knights and Cavaliers can be upgraded to cost a lot less gold. And when I say a lot less, I mean it, from 75 gold to 30. So it does become easier to spam these units in the Castle Age. Now, to back up their cavalry units, the Poles can field their own unique unit, the Obuch. This is a tanky, well-armored infantry unit whose attack actually reduces both the melee and pierce armor of its opponents by 1 unit with every single swipe of its oversized Nadjak. I hope I pronounced that right. Basically, it's massive, oversized warhammer. Now, to support the production of their food and gold cavalry units, Pole stone miners also generate gold at the rate of 1 unit of gold for every 3 units of stone mined, which is pretty bonkers. Their farmers have access to a unique structure called the Folwark, which I'll point out at some point. I'm assuming Running, who, okay, is already leaving his base in Dark Age, still a minute away from Feudal, will place near these berries, I'm assuming. This replaces their mill, automatically adds 8% of any farm seated within its radius to your coffers, while also providing 5 population space. And lastly, why did I mention that this is a battle between some 80s hardcore action star villagers? Because Pole villagers are harder to raid. Why? Because like Viking berserkers, starting in the Feudal Age, they regenerate HP. Them be the two civilizations that we're watching today. Let me know if my analogy was correct. Okay, you've got your Schwarzenegger villagers who, Schwarzenegger is a lot taller than Stallone's. I think Stallone's like 3 feet tall. Schwarzenegger's like 9 feet tall. So he moves faster by virtue of his legs being longer, and he's huge. I mean, 80s Schwarzenegger is basically a human tank. So the 15 extra hit points. Whereas if you've ever watched a Rocky movie, the first thing you'll notice is that Rocky gets his ass kicked a lot in the first half of every single movie, and then he rebounds, regenerates his HP, wink wink, just like these Pole villagers, and then comes back and crushes whoever his opponent, whether it's Mr. T, whether it's Ivan Drago, doesn't really matter. So I think the analogy was pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself for that analogy, as Running seems pretty damn proud of himself already, hitting Feudal and immediately putting on the pressure. Now, one thing you always have to look out for when you're playing in Arena, getting your hands dirty in Arena, is where are the resources located in proximity to your walls, because this makes it easier for your opponent to lame, or perhaps harder for your opponent to lame if your primary resources are nice and secure to the back, like for our Pole, whose secondary gold patch, not very exposed, but at this point, not exposed at all, because it's actually our Pole who is putting on the aggression. With 4 villagers on stone, he still needs just a little bit more here, which is why you see his villagers are attacking a house. Why are you going after the thicker structure when you've got cheap little rinky-dink palisades here? Running perhaps wants to supply block his opponent. Now we've got archers thrown into the mix. Okay. The archers most likely to stop any kind of shenanigans from your opponent trying to get his own tower up. Now DauT. His tower should complete right now. Is within the radius of this tower. Both players are in Feudal. And Running, doing a pretty classic tower rush. Now, the added benefit for the Poles, whenever they do a tower rush, take a look at the top right of your screen. 149 gold, 150 gold, 151, 162, 63. Just by virtue of that Pole cool feature where, again, 1,600 gold, divide that by 3, and that is, sorry, 1,600 stone. Divide that by 3, and that's how much gold is going to be generated once he mines out that patch of stone. So while you're tower rushing, while you're gathering stone for these structures, which, by the way, have already lamed the secondary gold of his opponent, you're also generating a little bit of gold, which does help you go up to Castle Age a little bit quicker. Okay, this guy says, I'm a peacenik. I was brought here for construction projects only. I do not want to be involved in demolishing structures. I do not want to be involved in killing structures, as the first kill of the game goes to our Bohemian, who notices a repairing villager. By the way, our Bohemian, how did he reach that villager? Because he's got fletching. And so now, oh, unless you place a villager right here, which I don't even think might be safe, I think this tower can't be repaired. It does have 4 archers inside, though, to the 4 villagers of his opponent, so it will be firing a few more arrows. Oh no, oh no, oh no, tower got lamed at 65%, and DauT creating a bit of a wall off. Not a complete wall off, but at this point, does he need it really? Not really much moving forward here. His opponent is very much stuck in Feudal Age, cancels the tower to the north, rebuilds it to the south. DauT, for his part, doing the classic defense whenever you get tower rushed, which is rush your butt up to Castle Age, so that you can start pumping out rams, maybe a mangonel, and start destroying your opponent's attacking infrastructure, their static defense. Running notices, hey, wait a second, how the hell is he reaching my villagers? Oh, he's got a +1 range and attack. That's a good idea. And so decides to get that for himself as well. So now parity has been reached between the 2 towers. I'm surprised. Okay, I was going to say I'm surprised there's only 4 archers, but of course there's 5. Yours truly did not notice that. 2 kills to none for our Bohemian at the moment. Ooh, interesting location for a tower. Had he placed it just here, maybe he could have reached the tower to the south. For now, not really reaching it at the moment. So we've got a 1 versus 1 tower battle to the south, a 1 versus 1 battle to the north. Our Pole, uh-oh, he's housed. I don't see any housing being built. Oh, just now, that's so sour. That is incredibly sour. He's getting a blacksmith. And I always get confused with the blacksmith and the folwark. The second I said blacksmith, if you noticed, I paused for a second thinking, wait a second. Number 1, he already has a blacksmith. Why is he getting another blacksmith right now? Castle Age for our Bohemian. We'll see how he decides to defend against this for now. Running continues to try to push into here, and DauT, oh, look at that. He's playing a game of, this is like Pac-Man, except instead of trying to eat your opponent, you're trying to block your opponent's way here, creating a labyrinth, a maze of wall-offs is our Bohemian. But you know what? For now, he's kind of safe. His primary gold is safe. His primary stones to the back, nice and safe. He's going up to castle. His opponent is a 7th of the way up to castle. Not to get too specific, but by the way, in case you weren't familiar with the full work, remember, every farm seated within this highlighted red area, 8% of that farm gets added to your coffers immediately, and then the farm is left with 92% of the food for you to gather at your leisure, which for a civilization that can spam its cavalry is an absolute godsend of a feature. Another defensive tower going up for our pole. 5 archers. He's got 9 archers. Where are the other 4? Are they just here walking around? Yeah, they're just kind of walking around. At least get into this tower. Oh, wait a second. Red tower not attacking blue tower. Red tower attacking blue house. Okay, now a few more arrows will get added, so that house will go down. DauT unable to repair that house. Obviously, no avenue of repair for him. Okay, I was going to say we hit castle, immediately going to see a siege workshop, but first, his priorities are with a university. Are we going to get to see hand cannoneers? Remember, Bohemians have chemistry in castle. First and foremost, though, I'm curious to see what comes out of this siege workshop when your opponent goes heavy on the archers. And by the way, where the hell are the villagers? Are they inside the towers? Okay, so there are 3 villagers. So I wonder if it's going to be a mangonel or if it's going to... Okay, it's a mangonel. I would say usually ram probably the most secure against a player who's gone full range, but with even the presence of 3 villagers, them being able to pop out of that tower and attack the ram makes the mangonel perhaps the better play here. But let's see how DauT defends us. For now, he's got 1, 2, 3 towers breathing down his neck, gang banging this one tower. Although, wait a second, no, never mind, not quite a gangbang. This is a... This tower to the north can't really reach. Behind this, both players at 40 villagers. Running has a massive army lead, 6 times the army count. Archers, go back. This is not enough time. You want to leave the safety of your tower with a mangonel hunting. Will he add a second one? No, he is going chemistry. Barracks is up. Archery range immediately follows. Those damn prerequisites in Age of Empires. So this tower to the north is going to fall. The villagers are all the way to the south, so they're not going to come and repair it at all. Actually, where the hell are the villagers? They're no longer in the... all 3... This is the new annoying... I shouldn't say new. It's probably like 2 patches ago. Annoying feature for us casters and viewers of the game when the units stack one on top of the other. You saw me highlight the villagers. You saw 2 red bars, but there's 3 units. Which again, for a player, is amazing. You can hide your army from your opponent. Information is power in this game, like in all zero-sum economic battles that mimic Age of Empires. But for us viewers and casters, man, is that annoying. Uh-oh. What's also annoying is this mangonel getting a little too comfortable here, taking a lot of arrow fire. He brings a 3rd villager behind this. He's going up to 3 hand cannoneers. He's getting a siege tower. All right. All right, let's see some fun shenanigans out of the king of shenanigans. A university for our pole, who is now also in castle getting bodkin for his towers and archers. Why is he not going after the villagers? I mean, this is insanity to just keep attacking the mangonel. Why not attack? There you go. There you go. Attack the villagers repairing it. Okay, attack a 3rd of the villagers repairing it. Oh my god, he's gonna try to bust through. He's gonna try to bust through the embargo with a siege tower and a bunch of hand cannoneers. And why did he stop repairing? Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe DauT's focused now on attack number 2. Attack number 1 has cleared the northern portion here, so he can go through without taking too much damage. Although now that there's a 4th tower being placed, I don't know, the towers are going to be guards in a second. His archers are now crossbows. It is a ballsy play to go archer units against the Bohemians that have access to the Hussite wagon. Like I said, the ability to cut damage in half and the fact that it comes with massive amounts of pierce armor makes that unit basically invincible to most range units in the game. But DauT says, peace out. I'm getting the hell out of here. In a strange act of physics, his siege tower fits underneath his gate and he's out. Peace. Where's he going? Where the hell's he going? What is happening? What is DauT doing? He's scouting the way forward with his scout. Fantastic out of him. I'm just absolutely... Any game with DauT is always... there's always a possibility of shenanigans. There's got to be something being planned behind this. Battering rams. Okay. I figured. I knew this is not the... I could sense that this is not the end-all, be-all of this strategy. Oh my goodness. So many people trying this strategy of garrisoning and ungarrisoning units from siege towers and rams, but with hand cannoneers, which I believe fire with a 3 or a 3.5 second delay. 3.5 second delay. They just kind of stand around. By the way, I highlighted the hand cannoneer. Look at it. There he is, pops out. Whereas a normal archer unit, what is it? Less than 2 and under? Oh no, and now all that extra armor means nothing as it collapses in a pile of driftwood kindling. Down goes the scout, down go all of the hand cannoneers. And behind this, I thought for sure he was going to push behind this while at the same time, but no. Running's army has to get it. Got to be running a little bit quicker to get to the battlefield here. Otherwise, DauT's going to place this castle with a whole bunch of villagers. 28 villagers, 3 rams, hand cannoneers, skirmishers are out as well, but they're not elite. They're just basic skirmishers. 3 rams for 3 towers. Let's see if the crossbows, I don't know why they're inside the tower. You don't have murder holes. And now he can't even attack the rams. I guess he can attack the one to the south with the villagers because the castle's up. 15 villagers inside. And DauT looks like he has successfully defended after 29 minutes. The incursion into his base. Our Bohemian is safe. 55 seconds away from Imperial is our Pole. Does he have a single castle up? No, he does not. He doesn't have any stone. Usually the first player to Imperial is the first player to pump out trebuchets, but without a castle, uh-oh. Running's in a bit of trouble. He's gone full crossbows, and like I said, easily countered by the Haufnitze. The Haufnitze, he says as he points to the Hussite wagon. I swear I can read. DauT getting a second town center, running all in off the back of one town center. Look at this focus on gold at the moment. He's getting ballistics. He's getting chemistry he wants. Okay, well, look, the Poles, even though they're a cavalry civilization, when it comes to foot archers, they're not terrible. They do have arbalests. The only thing they're missing, if you look at the top right of your screen, is, what's it called? The ring archer armor. So, not... I mean, I know there's going to be people in the comments going, why the hell's our Pole going crossbows in Imperial? Why the hell's our Pole going crossbows, period, or ranged units against the Haufnitze, which has 7 pierce armor? To which I would say, I think Running is just not able to afford the tech switch back into cavalry. He went heavy on the archer play to try to push in and try to stop DauT from defending. That did not succeed. And so now he's kind of stuck, especially since he just blew a whole bunch of dollars and cents on upgrading his archer units, which attack-wise are now going to be fully upgraded. But yeah, he's got 3 villagers on food. So Running has oriented his entire economy into ranged units. His opponent is going a siege unit with 7 pierce armor. And we'll see. We'll see who prevails here. As long as our Pole can get numbers out. And by the way, he can also get siege. Oh my goodness, why does he have 2 universities? I don't know. I mean, it's the Bohemian universities that are discounted. They cost 100 less wood. Why the hell does our Pole have 2 universities? Did he think one of them was a siege workshop? Where is the siege workshop? Because I see, yeah, there you go. I see 2 mangonels being trained. There's Wagenburg tactics. So these slow plodding moving units are going to move 15% faster. That 0.8 will jump to 0.92. And the hand cannoneer 0.96 will jump up to what, 1.1? 1.1 something? Let's keep an eye on them. 10 seconds away we are from that upgrade. Okay. Yeah, 1.1 for you. 0.92. Look at that. Yours truly Yours truly can do basic grade 5 math. Who knew? Definitely gonna tell my parents to watch this cast. Let's see what we're working with. DauT is now ahead 32 villagers. Army supply, army count, he is down. And unfortunately for him, I mean, the presence of these 2 mangonels basically negates all 5 of his Hussite wagons. Not too sure what the hell the point of all of these crossbows is. Are you going to upgrade them to arbalests at some point? Here comes some gunpowder. Ooh, maybe I was a little bit too cavalier about my critique of this Polish army, because it is absolutely slaughtering the Bohemian army, even though one conversion, I think the first conversion of the game. By the way, we're on arena and no one's taken any relics. So the 2 players have basically decided, you know what, forget the relics. We're just gonna attack into each other. We're just gonna go full on Arabia style battle here, except we have a few walls up. More archery ranges, more hand cannoneers for our Bohemian, our Pole, doubling down on crossbows. At least add a few skirmishers if you're gonna try to kill all of these hand cannoneers. At least add a few oboes. But no, look at that. Our Pole has abandoned all stone. He's abandoned all gold. He's got 0 villagers on gold, 1 villager on stone. What is this build out of a running? This is, by the way, why I like to cast ranked ladder matches versus tournaments. I don't think this is a build you'll have ever seen in a tournament. Our Pole going full on crossbows. Now, obviously, it's difficult to go cavalry against the Bohemians when their halberdiers do 40 damage to your cavalry instead of the usual 32. But you know what negates that? Lachitic Legacy, trample damage, winged hussars. But you know the problem with all that stuff? It costs gold and food, which our Pole has none of. Okay, so now DauT is ahead 34 villagers. He's still down army count. And without those mangonels, his army count is the superior one. His army composition is a superior one. More and more crossbows. I mean, running. I will say kudos to him. Mr. Yo style relic pinching in the middle of all this. Get the monk, get the monk. Yeah, he gets the monk. Kudos to running for not abandoning the center position. We've seen a lot of players, when they try to bust in through their opponent's base, they fail and their opponent pushes out even a little bit. They immediately tuck tail and run home and set up a defense. Running is having none of it. DauT, for all intents and purposes, is still besieged. He's still locked inside his base. Right as I say that, of course, a town center pops up to the north of the map. And now running's in a lot of trouble. Now that there are skirmishers, they are elite. They are +2/+2. His crossbows are in trouble, but he's bringing a lot of gunpowder forward. Second relic does finally make its way into the monastery, where it no doubt will wait several hundred years for Indiana Jones to come and find it. Or maybe Tom Hanks. Robert Langdon, I think, is the name from oh my goodness. Double whammy. What the hell was the name of that book? The Da Vinci Code that was swept the world for a while. The Da Vinci Code. That was Robert Langdon, right? It was the name of the main character, I think. Not Tom Hanks. What a terrible casting choice. What an absolute terrible casting choice. Oh my goodness. My mind is already... Oh man, these bombards are just absolutely having their way with these monks. But now that DauT is cleared up the university, all foreign incursion into the Bohemian, into the Czech Republic has been pushed back. And now it is his moment. Will he push back? Will he continue to build up? He's got 2 Feudal Age archers joining in on the mix. Oh no, running is starting to lose his BBCs. What is happening here? Why does our Pole have 1920 idle villagers? Okay, he's buying stone. He wants the castle drop. He doesn't have the gold. He needs to sell his last wood. Oh, that's so sour. Running has basically bankrupted himself to plop down a very aggressive castle. Okay, but there's a lot of ranged units here. How many villagers has he brought forward? 16. Okay, let's see. 16 should be able to get this castle up. Let's see it. Let's see what prevails here. Will DauT be targeting villagers? It looks like it. 16 have been whittled down to 12. Castles at 63%. But DauT's in a bit of a confusing situation. Do you go after the villagers, in which case you lose your army to the crossbows? Or do you go for the crossbows, in which case you lose the position to the castle? I guess his answer is a little bit of everything, as he absolutely overwhelms his opponent with numbers. Oh, 86. Oh no, the castle. There's only one villager left. And he runs. Oh my God. 89. Poetic justice at its finest, as DauT defends against the castle drop. And it is Running who now has the DauT castle. By the way, as I still don't have a clear answer on this, because everyone is 50-50. DauT castle, one that almost but doesn't really go up in the offensive position, or one that goes up and then immediately dies and crumbles in the offensive position. Online, depending on whether you go to Liquipedia, depending on whether you go to AoE Zone, you have different answers altogether. I'm going to say this is a DauT castle just because, I mean, you're playing against DauT. You dropped a castle. If you only had 3 or 4 more villagers to move forward, you would have absolutely gotten that castle up. Unfortunately, I mean, with that castle, Running's an Imperial. DauT is nowhere close. DauT would have been in a world of trouble. He'd have to retreat with his ranged units. He'd have to start crunching the numbers, crunching his economy, which, by the way, is already incredibly out of gold. He's got 15, and I'm trying to click on the other patch, 85, literally 100 gold left. And then you start pumping out Trebs, which slowly, with your shitty economy that's down 60 villagers. Wow. Poetic frickin' justice, says DauT. As he says, you were pushing into me the entire game. I knocked back your towers. I knocked back your crossbows. And now I knocked back your castle, and Running has absolutely crippled his economy. First to buy the stone needed to get this castle constructing, rather to get all the permits and all the building and land approvals to get this castle up. And then he crippled his economy by sending 16 villagers to die. And now he's left with 40 villagers. So literally a third of his economy lay dead behind this castle. And what an absolute fun game. A wonky game out of both players, not gonna lie. DauT playing a strangely normal game, except for that siege tower. When he pieced out from his own base. Running, like I said, kudos to Running. Army composition questionable, but of course, having geared your entire economy towards archers from the very beginning, he kind of had to double down. I bet he wishes he had the resources for Arbalest, as opposed to being an Imperial Age while being stuck on Castle Age units. Even though they've got Imperial Age upgrades with a +4 attack, they are still Castle Age units, and they are still incredibly susceptible to skirmishers. But kudos to Running for not running away, no pun intended, from the center of the map. He just absolutely refused to budge, because he knows 99% of games where one player pushes in, gets repelled, and then runs back to their base, they lose that game. And so Running refusing doggedly to give up this location. DauT initially spent so much money on those Hussite wagons. Hussite wagons are not freaking cheap. 110 wood, which on Arena, wood is not exactly a scarce resource, but 70 gold. 70 gold. And now look at his army just going full roided out ranged units here with hand cannoneers. I still don't understand these 2 archers now becoming 4 archers. DauT is just wildly clicking his keyboard, I guess, trying to queue up whatever the hell he can. But a fantastic game out of both players. Running, unfortunately, got doubted at the end there. 90% complete almost. 68 hand cannoneers, 57 crossbows. Peak APM incredibly relaxed for DauT towards the end. Okay, look at that. Literally 2 minutes apart is the peak APM for Running, who at that point, I guess, was really clicking those villagers furiously. I can't imagine. Oh my goodness. Stone identical. They both mined out all of their stone. Interesting. Where's the 1 coming from? I know each stone patch has 350. Where the hell's the 1 extra stone coming from? Oh my goodness. Right? Each stone patch has 350. So where the hell did the 1 come from? Somebody in the comments, let me know, but it doesn't really matter. Identical stone count, a lot more wood, a lot more food, a lot more gold for our Bohemian kills. 1 conversion, not really the end of the 13 buildings destroyed. That's a lot of towers that went down. Running on the whole got a lot more kills. You got about 40 more kills, but DauT 30 villager kills. Not only the initial builder villagers that came forward, tried to repair those towers and got a face full of arrows for it, but also these 16 villagers here at the end of the day that were absolutely wrecked. Rickety wrecked. And with the poetic justice, with the awesome hold, and the bonkers little siege tower play to distract his opponent, to pull his opponent's entire army out, because DauT knew that Running's economy behind this, that his settlement was weak as, I'm going to say weak AF, just to get some of the younger crowd here. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is the extra? No, he hasn't even started mining this stone. Where the hell did that 1 unit of stone come from? In any event, he knew that his opponent, having put all of his eggs into the offensive basket, had nothing in the defensive position, and so he moved out with his siege tower. I mean, at least that's what I thought he was doing, but then he kind of stopped halfway and took on those crossbows, and Running had no choice. He had to retreat with all of his crossbows, because the last thing you want is a bunch of hand cannoneers popping out over here and absolutely wrecking your economy, destroying all the villagers. So fantastic move out of DauT, even though he lost that siege tower and all of the hand cannoneers. Like I said, hand cannoneer, in my opinion, not the greatest of unit to garrison and ungarrison, just because of their ridiculously slow attack speed of 3.5 seconds compared to the usual 2 or a sub 2. I mean, Skirmisher is not a good unit to look at just because it's a counter unit and fires slower, but it got the job done. The crossbows were distracted, the rams moved in, and the towers fell, but still behind that, Running did not run away. Like I said, fantastic game. Fantastic game out of both players. Fun builds, wonky moves, as one does expect with a game involving DauT. And ultimately, with the hold, with the strange siege tower push, and with the 1 extra unit of stone apiece. It is our Bohemian who takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.